Well, Paul Reubens, we've seen you in the mink coat by the pool. Hilarious ad for the Emmys coming up. What else can we expect for your Emmy campaign?
I think that's really the extent of my Emmy campaign. That was just a little fun thing I couldn't resist, and other than that, I don't really have a campaign.
Well, you're in a category potentially for variety special that has people like Beyonce and Bette Midler and Lady Gaga and Paul McCartney. How do you go up against those kinds of folks?
That's all news to me. I didn't even realize that we were in this category. I just feel like, if it's my time for an award nomination, if the universe is aligning in that way, then that's what'll happen. But I don't feel like I could compete with Lady Gaga or Bette Midler or any of those people you just said. They're all incredible, and we do like completely different things. So I guess like one of the categories was removed a year or two ago. Is that what happened, or am I just in the variety?
Right now, if you're nominated, well, you're a producer on the show anyway, but there's no variety performance category anymore. It's just variety special.
What? I'm just kidding.
Here's Rob again.
Well, Paul, I've got a suggestion, if you wouldn't mind me just letting you know what I think you should do. And given that you did that really hilarious digital short with Andy Samberg on Saturday Night Live where Anderson Cooper and everybody else were being terrorized by Pee-wee, I think you need to start terrorizing people to knock them out so that you've got a better chance.
The digital short that I did for Saturday Night Live with Andy Samberg was something we had been talking about doing for months, and they had been extremely busy and hadn't really come up with an idea, and I was extremely busy doing the show on Broadway. So it worked out perfectly because we did it the week after the show closed. So the show closed. We shot it for home box office like 3 days later, for 2 days, and then I had the first break I'd had in I think about 4 months. We went from there. I went from there and spent 2 days shooting that thing with Andy and Anderson Cooper and Kristen Wiig, and oh my God, it was just incredible. That was so much fun to do, and I thought it came out really good, so I was thrilled to be part of that.
Well, I had a question about, we initially had the idea to bring back Pee-wee, and I guess you started in L.A. and then moved over to the Broadway production. Were there any hesitations at all? What were your fears? What were your thoughts as you started conceiving the show?
Well, as you know, the show is based, not even based. The show is a rewrite, is a rewritten, redone version. I'm not sure what the real term is, but it's a redo of my 1981 stage show that kind of kicked off Pee Wee Herman's career and started midnight shows at the Groundlings Theater, which was the comedy improv troupe that I was with, and it really, I guess, a very close friend of mine that had been a member of the Groundlings and was a member of the cast of the original show, the Pee Wee Herman show, and was instrumental in the development and writing of the Pee Wee Herman show. And since he was gone, that was kind of my biggest question, was what would I do there, because his character was a central character and contributed to the plot. So once I got past that, which was really the idea there was to use the character that Lawrence Fishburne had played on the CBS television series Cowboy Curtis, and to use that character instead of the character that Phil Hartman had played. So it was Phil's spirit was there quite a bit. We all, particularly the people who were in the original production, the lady that plays Miss Yvonne, Lynn Stewart, John Moody, who was Mailman Mike, and John Paragon, who plays John B, and who I've done a lot of writing with in the past and contributed a lot of writing on this current version of it. we all certainly had Phil in our minds on and off during this process and during the performance of it, but I had an incredible actor who I met at the Groundlings after I was in the Groundlings, named Phil Lamar, who was fantastic, and I really wanted to work with him some more, and so that opportunity presented itself, and he played Cowboy Curtis, and I think once I decided to do it, I just jumped in and thought, like, how do I update it? What goes, what stays? And more than anything, I really took that stage production show and added all the characters from that show to the stage production. So Cherry and all those characters had not been in the original production because they weren't created yet. And I felt like if I did a show based on the Playhouse, which was created before Pee-wee's Playhouse, the television show, the audience would still be confused and go, where's Cherry? Where's the magic screen? So, and I loved all those characters, so I wanted to add all that. That's a very, very long-winded answer to your question.
Paul, you've had some memorable guest roles recently on 30 Rock and Pushing Daisies, not to mention your Emmy nomination for Murphy Brown. You've also been an Ally McBeal.
And it's really a fun experience to come in on a show like that, and a little daunting sometimes. The show is and who the cast is to come into something. On Murphy Brown, I came in, I think, on season 8 or 9, a very long time, and they're very warm. A cast for a television series is usually incredibly warm and generous and giving and nice, but it's your big thing, and it's another week, so it's always funny to see how that works, because those people who are lucky enough to be regulars on a hit sitcom have a very extreme schedule and a very extreme life, and I think you just have to sort of get your life lived like in the few minutes you have on a day-to-day basis or on a weekly basis, and you just really don't have very much time to do anything. I'm sure most of your listeners actually know all about that and know how extreme it is, and how your friends can wind up feeling weird when they don't hear from you. It's hard to even service friendships and return phone calls and emails and stuff. So,
well, back
way out of what you asked me.
Well, back to the Emmys for a second. When you had your CBS show going, the show won 22 Daytime Emmy Awards. I believe you won 3 yourself. Tell us about that experience for you, especially maybe that first year going to the Daytime Emmys and winning a few awards.
Well, it was incredible. I have to say, my strongest memory of the first year of the Daytime Emmys, besides the fact that we were even there and that we had a show represented, which was just like a dream to me. My strongest memory really was meeting Oprah. I met Oprah Winfrey on that first year of the Emmys, and I was a fan already. I had seen her program, and I had just felt her power. I had felt her charisma, and I remember speaking with her and just telling her a little bit like that, and just trying to be complimentary. And then I sat at a table where we won a lot of Emmys. I didn't win any Emmys that year, but my show won for design and all kinds of exciting things, and they were all my colleagues and friends and people that I loved working with and admired, and to see them be rewarded like that was so exciting. It was absolutely incredible.
Well, Paul, if you're lucky enough to be nominated in that category, is there any chance that you might turn up in your character's persona?
Wow, I hadn't even thought of that. Maybe I would have to come up with a third character, a winner character who wins the Emmy. I don't know. Honestly, I would certainly go, and I would more than likely be there as myself. But I don't really expect to win an Emmy nomination. I really don't. I hope that my show is eligible for some awards. I feel like I felt really badly that the designer, the set designer, the lighting designer, the sound designer, several of our technical people, creatives, I really felt should have been nominated for the Tony. bad, not for myself at all, but I felt like some of those people should have been recognized. And so, the Emmys for me is a way to really be in a room full of colleagues and people I don't see very often, people I admire a lot, and present an award or something like that. And I get to be working and see people and feel useful. But the recognition of an Emmy for me, I would think it would be technical kind of Emmys that we could win, or be nominated for, even just to be recognized as some of the incredible technical achievement that I think did take place on my show, and is evident if you see it.
Well, Paul, we really appreciate your time today. We're wishing you all the best with the Emmy nominations here in just a couple of weeks, and hope you have a great summer.
Thank you so much. I plan on having a great summer. I'm going to finish writing my movie script. It's almost finished. My Judd Apatow-produced Pee-wee movie, and that's what I'm doing next. I'm very excited, and I'm still just overwhelmed and in awe every day to be in show business. I mean, after this amount of years, I still just love it. I mean, it's for me not about an award. It's about just getting to still continue to do it and enjoy doing it. So I thank you so much, gentlemen, really.